Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're someone who finds beauty in stillness, power in presence, and truth in simplicity, you're in the right place. Today, I want to share with you a story that isn't loud, dramatic, or full of twists, and yet, it stays with you long after it's over. It's the kind of story that whispers instead of shouts, and leaves an echo in the soul. If you enjoy meaningful stories that blend Zen wisdom and Stoic philosophy into emotional, everyday life, make sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and share it with someone who could use a little peace in their heart today. Your support helps this channel grow and helps more stories like this reach those who need them most. Beat of silence. Music softens. This is the story of Rogers, a man who made the woman he loved miss him endlessly, not by chasing her, but by doing nothing at all. Let's begin. She sat alone at a cafe, fingers curled loosely around a cup of coffee that had long gone cold. Her eyes stared out the window, not really seeing the street beyond. Somewhere between the passing cars and the shifting sunlight, she was searching for something that wasn't there, or rather, someone. His name was Rogers, and though weeks had passed without a single message, his presence lingered louder than ever in the quiet corners of her mind. Not because he begged to stay, but because he never tried to. She couldn't stop thinking about him. Not because he chased her, but because he didn't. Rogers didn't walk into Elara's life like most men did, loud, eager, polished with charm. No, he arrived like a soft breeze through an open window, present but not intrusive. He was introduced at a mutual friend's dinner. While others spoke over one another, he listened. While others boasted, he observed. Elara noticed how his attention didn't dart around the room, fishing for validation. It rested quietly, fully on whoever spoke. When she laughed at her own story, he didn't reach for more of her joy. He just smiled, content to witness it. And when she complimented him, there was no puffing of ego, just a simple nod, as though he already knew who he was and didn't need to be told. Rogers lived by a different rhythm, one that didn't need applause, attention, or approval. They began to spend time together. No grand gestures, no candlelit declarations, just stillness, shared in walks, conversations under trees, long silences that somehow felt full. Rogers never tried to win her, he simply was. In his company, Elara felt like the world slowed down. There were no games, no guessing, only presence. One afternoon, she finally asked him the question that had begun to tug at her heart. "Why don't you ever tell me you miss me?" Rogers looked at her gently, as though she'd asked something sacred. "Because my love is not a hunger to be fed," he said. "It's a warmth to be shared, even in silence." He didn't text every day. He didn't flood her with attention, but when he was near, he saw her truly without distraction. And when he was gone, the world felt louder. Men tried to fill her ears with words, but none knew the art of silence like Rogers. But Rogers sensed something shifting, the beginning of attachment, the clinging that dulls clarity. So, like a monk retreating to the mountain, he stepped back. Not out of pride, not to manipulate, but out of respect for the stillness that had made their connection real. He stopped reaching out. He returned to his solitude, where he cultivated inner peace like a garden. Quietly, daily, without the need for anyone else to witness it. Elara felt the absence like a sharp wind. Confusion gave way to frustration, then sadness, then a dawning realization. Rogers never tried to possess her heart. He tried only to reflect it. In his calm gaze, she had glimpsed herself. Not the image she performed, but the self beneath all masks. The craving wasn't for him. Not exactly. It was for how deeply she had felt seen. Days turned to weeks. Still no word. Still no noise from Rogers. Yet every corner of her world whispered his name. She met other men. Charming, attentive, even attractive. But none carried the same gravity. None had the patience to just be. Their words were louder, but none could match the echo of his silence. She began to crave the quiet, the kind only he carried. And that silence? It wasn't emptiness. It was presence in its purest form. His absence was not a punishment. It was a lesson. One day, unable to hold it any longer, Elara sent him a message. "I can't stop thinking about you." The reply came hours later. Simple, uncluttered. "That is not because of me. It's because of what you saw in yourself when we were together." There was no "I miss you too," no promise of return. Rogers didn't see love as possession. He would only come back if the connection was clean, not built on need but on understanding. If they met again, it would not be out of longing, but out of alignment. Rogers didn't use tricks. He used truth. He didn't chase. He cultivated presence. He didn't beg to be remembered. He lived in such a way that forgetting him felt like forgetting peace. Zen wisdom. Love does not bloom through pursuit, but through presence. Be like the still lake, clear, undisturbed, and reflective. True love is not desire. It is self-contained fullness, shared without need. Don't try to be unforgettable by performing. Be fully yourself quietly. The soul remembers stillness more than spectacle. In a world that moves too fast and speaks too loud, sometimes the most unforgettable presence is the one that doesn't demand to be remembered. Rogers didn't win Elara with noise, or effort, or constant pursuit. He won her attention and her longing by living in alignment with himself. Calm, clear, unattached. That is the essence of Zen. That is the strength of Stoic love. If this story stirred something in you, if it made you reflect, feel, or breathe a little slower, then don't just let it pass by. Let it stay. Support this channel by liking the video, subscribing, and sharing it with someone who might need this kind of peace in their life right now. Here, we tell stories that don't shout for attention. They echo into the soul. And if that's something you want more of, you're already part of this journey. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay grounded, stay present, and remember, stillness speaks loudest to those who are ready to listen.